we are combing our aura, what we're doing is we're just kind of spreading it out. We're just taking those globs of conditioner and spreading them out. You know, earlier in my training, a lot of what I would perceive now in a very in a very light way, I used to take in a very heavy way. Like when you have aura, you have aura things happening. Like you feel a heaviness on your aura, or just you feel like it's stagnation or energy stuff. I used to perceive it as lower vibrational attachments, and you have to cut cords and you have to remove that. Now, the more that I learn just from my individual life working with clients and from teaching, I start to realize that the universe is not a positive or a negative thing. It's not like the way that we see things as Homo sapiens, it's not like that. It's well beyond what we could ever truly perceive, but really what it is that like we go into a new experience and we just get a lot of different energies thrown at us, and those energies are kind of stuck until we go in and we move them and we shift them out. So combing the aura is just one way we can do that. And like I explained before in the Reiki symbols, what I'm doing is I'm amplifying your ability to do it for yourself. So as you're watching this and as you are breathing this in within your own energetic abilities, you are combing your aura. And when you see me do it, it's almost like you begin to mirror it for yourself. And so what I'm trying to do when we're in this experience together is to remove any distractions and allow you to focus on that. And it is just a form of self-care. Energetic self-care. When I tell people what I do, I say I'm in esoteric wellness. Because energy is really the building blocks of anything we do. Anything we do. Whatever changes we want to make, the energy has to be right. Because if you want to do something in your life and the energy is not right, you can make movement for it, but you will never be at peace. And there's a difference of not being at peace and having a challenge. A challenge is okay, we just figure out how to get to the other side. But not being at peace is that, there are some times that are not, they're not challenging, but it still feels challenging. So that's why it is super duper duper important to get your energy right, okay? Get that energy right, babies. So that you can build a physical foundation, emotional, energetic foundation on top of everything else. I'm going to take this moment to kind of explain to you the elements, okay? We have fire, earth, air, and water, okay? And so as we go up, let's say like the signs like Aries all the way to Pisces, as we go up, the energy shifts. So Aries energy is the pure spark of a flame. Taurus energy is that ability to hold steady. So let's say the flame is already lit, but its ability to hold steady, okay? Gemini energy is the air that feeds the flame. If you don't have air, the flame will die. And Cancer energy is the water that can come and extinguish the flame, okay? And extinguishing the flame isn't a bad thing. It represents that Aquarius says, hey, we're gonna go all the way over there to a place that we can't even see. That's where we should go. That's our destination. A place we can't even see. And then Capricorn says, okay, well, I'm going to build the infrastructure to get us there. Because we're going to need food. We're going to need shelter. We're going to need medical equipment. We're going to need certain structures and rules in place so that this can work well. So all we have to do is just focus on getting there. We're going to put this together. Aquarius energy says it keeps a Capricorn together. Capricorn and Aquarius, they work really well together. Aquarius energy says, okay, Capricorn, you did really well, but this is how we can make it better. This is how we can make it better. This is how we can make it better. And then we get all the way to Pisces energy, which is energy itself, pure energy itself. It goes to the bottom. So what I was just talking about, like the foundation for everything is your energy. That is what Pisces is. It is going, and it's deeper than emotion. You know, we think of water signs and we might just think emotion. It's not that. It's deeper. It is the essence of the universe as a whole, and understanding that. And when you're able to understand that energy, you're able to utilize any situation that comes your way. When things are going well, when things are stagnant, when things are challenged. That is what the Piscean energy is teaching us, and it gives to us. And it doesn't matter what your sign is or how your chart is placed. You can still understand these different principles within your everyday life, and they all are equally important. You cannot do one without the other. That's why they say that, you know, Pisces energy is all the energy within one, because you can't do any of these things without that. But without Aries, or without Leo, or without Scorpio, it would be incomplete. So I'm telling you all of these things in order to explain to you why it is so important to have a strong energetic foundation before you do anything. And that means taking the time to heal yourself, to find out who you are, to find out what makes you happy. You know, it just depends on who you are. I work with psychosomatic conditions and situations, meaning, you know, how emotional things, a deep emotional trauma, and how it becomes physical in the physical body. And what I noticed is that each person needs something different. But when we start to dial it back, the process of finding what you need is all the same. It's, you have to take some time. You create space for yourself, and then you say, well, what do I need? So what it may come out on the outside is, well, I need more money. Well, is it that you need more money? There's nothing wrong with more money, by the way, but is it that you need more money, or do you want to feel secure? Okay, so we work from that. How can you feel secure in this moment so that as you are going to get money, as you're going to attain money, you don't come up against the same roadblocks, that you are re-experiencing the trauma that you've always had previously for whatever reason. Maybe you want more money because you want to be more valuable to other people. See, there's a different reasons for why people want things. Okay, so you want validation, you want social proof, public validation. Is it because you did yourself no matter what's going on the outside. So this is just taking all of those experiences you've ever experienced and taking a moment to just bring them in, to smooth them out. And what I'm doing here essentially is just like plainly, for me to put it in like a plain explanation, it's just helping you to absorb the wisdom that you have learned from your life experiences. That's it, on an energetic level. Because I want you to know what's going on so that you see how powerful you are and that you can make anything you want happen. Again, as we talked about before, what I'm doing is I'm amplifying your ability to heal yourself. Okay? Because what you're doing is you are mirroring me as you are seeing. Internally, you're mirroring me, you see it, and you're allowing yourself to cleanse. It's kind of like when you see somebody take a couple of deep breaths and then you follow along with it. Or if you ever watch people go to like spa days, you just watch them get a massage and you start to feel more relaxed. You know, there are parts of you that are relaxing. It may not necessarily be the deep tissue massage, but there's parts of you that are like connecting to that experience. But when we work as energy healing practitioners on an energetic level, what we're doing is we're working with the energy. So you can feel a strong response in someone's physical presence, as well as you can feel a strong response outside of someone's physical presence during distance sessions. Over the years, I've been so lucky to be both a practitioner and a client of many different modalities. And what I noticed is I had an energy healing practitioner I used to go to who was a shaman, and when I experienced them in the physical versus distance, it was the same. I remember when I first started, I didn't really know what was going on, so I was fighting them, and I knew I was fighting them because I had a very physical reaction to the times that I was there. But once I started to understand how energy works and how to work with my own energy, I just kind of went with the flow, just enjoyed it, let it, let it happen. I noticed that when I went to them physically versus when I experienced them on a distance level, it felt exactly the same. So sometimes people want a physical session, like for example, physical Reiki session, because they feel like it will be more intense. And if you go to a practitioner who says, hey, I only want to do physical sessions, then I think that that is the best way that you should experience that. But I also think that if you want a spa experience, go to the spa. Working with Reiki and working with energy healing, you don't have to be physical. You can be in the physical. I've given, great physical sessions, but you can also be distance as well and receive a lot from that. But if you want a spa experience, like you want to be around someone physically, then go to the spa. But energy healing can be, it can be either or. I just wanted you all to know that, to know how this works. You're not getting anything less because it is distance at all. If I was right in front of you, we do have some other things like our electromagnetic field that we have within each other, and kind of, just being able to feel each other's energy from our physical body, which feels very right here in the space. But at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're working on an energetic level. So as long as we get to that energetic level, that's the only thing that really matters. And this is why I feel like it is so important for me to explain to you what is going on during a Reiki session and things like that. Okay? It's not just me waving hands. Though one could look at it and be like, that girl just waving her hands.